Go down to the bottom lane to make it a 3 versus 2 on the bottom, and the outside line has just lost all of its momentum. Everyone going down to the bottom lane now. They'll be getting ready to reset for the next couple of laps, as we're going to have 3 laps left to run when Sanchez gets across the start finish line here. But it's going to be interesting to see whether Harmon is going to push Sanchez to the win, or whether he is going to make a run at we've got some cars coming up along the main straight. Oh, punched in the face by Evan Rice. No burnouts. We're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we will have driver interviews. Sanchez and the 21 of Bryan Chandler, they're battling for 7th and 8th. Kyle Kraus wants to get in on the action here as well. Kraus to the inside. Oh, Sanchez in the fence. And Sanchez has just lost out big time in the fence, and he's going to be in the middle of the track as the rest of the pack catches him. He'll want to try and get back up to speed. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Watkins Glen International Raceway for what should be a fantastic night of racing here tonight. The one and only road course we have for the season, and it's shaping up already like it's going to be a cracking race. The top five are only separated by just under 6 tenths. And when you're talking in road course terms, that's really not much at all. Could be a very interesting race. I mean, the top eight separated by less than a second. We're just watching Travis Barnes. He's currently our fifth place driver in the 106 truck. He's put in a time of 1:13.309. There's Ken Campbell. He's struggling for pace a little bit here tonight. Down in the 16th position. Just in front of him, Jack Sanders in 22nd. Currently have 29 people signed up for racing action. The 32-31 strength of field. Oh, Travis Masia in the bus stop has come to grief. Currently looking at Chris Champeau. He's trying to chase down Jonas Marquez. Oh, and he gets it a little bit wrong in the first part of the SSR. And into the wall he goes. There's Andrew Hennessy, our current number one driver. He's got a 112.732. As Jack Sanders, tried to defend from Travis Barnes. Travis Barnes with a little bit of a body check on Jack, put him around. Jack will go back to the pits and reset, try again. Oh, coming out of the final corner. Andrew Perkins having a bit of a spin. Someone else was involved in that, but I didn't see who it was. Go back to Travis Barnes. He's starting to chase down Thomas Harmon here on track. Those guys had just recently started a pit party, which is why we didn't keep one going here. But rather than interrupt what they got, we'll just let them ride it out. Travis Barnes got a couple of wheels under the grass. Got him all out of shape. There's a 13 of Travis Masia. Just up in front of Ken Campbell there. Oh, someone in the background went right off. Not sure who that was. There's Chris Champeau. Back to Travis Masia. Around goes the two of Jonathan Hernandez. Where's that? That's at the entry to the bus stop. Oh, not the entry to the bus stop, sorry, the entry to the carousel. I normally see people going around there. As Masia gets around Ken Campbell. Hennessy was always in front of Campbell, actually. Both of them hunting down Jack Sanders. Oh. And Jack's just taken himself out of that little race here in practice. He's gone around. What can Ken Campbell do to catch as the 43 of Shoemaker gets it a little bit wrong in the S's? Time is ticking away. But it's very soon. We'll probably find ourselves in racing action. 10-minute qualifying here tonight, though, so it's going to be a little bit more elongated than normal. There's Michael Dow. Oh, into the fence behind. I think that was Travis Barnes. I think that's done some considerable damage to the 106 truck. Let's have a quick look-see at the standings here. There's Hennessy leading the way. Christian Budd in P2. The return of the man, the myth, the legend himself. Scott Rickett in third. TJ Crampton in fourth. Frederick Cremines in fifth as Travis Barnes P6. Joe Salama 7. Jonathan Hernandez P8. Brian Pizzicami 9 and Andrew Perkins in 10th. There's Horton, Harmon, Ortega, Weekly, Griesbaum, Campbell, Massieu, Champeau, Cook, McCoy. Go over the page for Fowler, Marquez, Sanders, Pentacuff, Gaston, Chambliss, Shoemaker and Dow. With Collins, Watson not currently laying down lap times. We've got 30 cars signed up now. Two of which have not laid down laps. As that is Hernandez in the bus stop getting it wrong. Oh, Shoemaker with a log up. Oh, around goes Ken Campbell coming out of the final corner. Not sure if he had help there or not. A lot of people at the moment be trying to get in maybe a qualifying run. If they can find a clear track, that is. There's not much point in trying to get in a run. 5 minutes left, you know, you could only get a few laps in. as TJ corrected. Got the braking for turn 1 all kinds of wrong. That's a big drift for Frederick Cremines. Oh, that was almost sick. He got through the first part absolutely perfectly. There's Caleb Weekly. He's currently in the 14th position. There's Carl McCoy right behind him in 21st. What a treat it is to have 17th Christian Budden making a random return. Gonna have stiff competition in Andrew Hennessy though. Time is ticking away. We might go for an early commercial break here. Just because with it being a road course, it's going to take a lot longer to get through it. So make sure to come back in about 10 minutes time where we will see the results of qualifying. Welcome back to Watkins Glen. As you can see, qualifying is just now complete. Means it's time for us to see what our grid's going to look like here for this fantastic race. Starting on the pole, going to have the 94 of Andrew Hennessy. On his outside will be the 05 of Scott Rickard. Out of P3, we have the returning domination of the 17 of Christian Budd. On his outside, in fourth will be the 03 of TJ Crampton. We've got the 2 of Jonathan Hernandez, who will be out of P5, with the 9 of Joe Slarma taking up the 6th position. For Austin Collins in the 74, he'll be out of the 7th position with the 106 of Travis Barnes out of P8. Frederick Cremines out of 9th in the 14 truck. And we've got Chris Champeau in the 12 out of P10. And we're going to have Ken Campbell, Kyle McCoy out of 11th and 12th. We've got Caleb Weekly out of 13th. Corey Cook, 61. He'll be out of 14th. Got Thomas Harmon, 15. Got Andrew Perkins, 16. 17, Andrew Griesbaum. 18, Reggie Ortega. We've got Bryan Chambliss, who will be out of 19th. There's Travis Massia out of 20th. Jonas Marquez and Jack Sanders, in fact, Jack, the last eligible driver for the Hard Charger Award, 22nd there. Then there's James Watson, Matt Sisler, the first of the non-qualifiers. That Baylor and Averon Ghoston. Oh, I missed someone somewhere. Matt Horton, sorry. My apologies. There's Ghoston and Bryce Shoemaker. Pizzacami and Pentacuff. And at the back of the pack, we're going to have Michael Dow in the 00 car. Or the 60. Yeah, the 60. I can't read right. Don't mind me. That's the way the grid is. Short pace lap here for Watkins Glen. And the only way we're going to get a caution here is if we get a track blockage in the S's. So here we go, the pace car comes through the final corner, make the hard right turn into pit lane. There it goes. And we are off and we're racing. Ghost on electing not to start on the grid. At the very least, they are starting from the pits to make our way through turn 1. And the 94 of Andrew Hennessy takes advantage over Scott Rickard. They go up the S's for the first time. And this is where it could get dangerous for most drivers. Cold tyres, slick conditions. An already very loose truck, but it looks like we've made it through. Ghoston still hasn't made a call to get in his car. Not sure what's going on with that. But there is Hennessy leading the way over Rickard and Budd. Hennessy doing a real good job here, leading the first lap of the race. That's one down, 34 to go. And it looks like Ghoston has now entered the race, but he's entered it one lap down. So he's going to have a hard time trying to fly back up for that one, and I think Cremines has had an issue here. Very slowly. What happened? Oh, there was a chain reaction. a bump. There was a bump from Champeau onto Collins, and then just accordioned the Cremines there. It looks like Champ had a slide as well. And around went Cremines. Weekly's involved. He's the one that finished off Champ. But they all keep racing. There's the 51 trying to defend. It's Matt Horton defending from Reggie Ortega. No, he's defending from Caleb Woodley. Apologies. What's happening up towards the front of the pack, and Hennessy has not been able to run away from Rickard, but Hennessy and Rickard surprisingly have both been running away from Christian Budd. Christian Budd also under all kinds of pressure from TJ Crampton, although not so much. About half a second between them. Crampton definitely under pressure from Hernandez though. Hernandez right on his tail. Very surprising that Hennessy and Rickard have been able to pull away from Christian Budd in particular. Normally he has all the pace and then some. Hennessy just being the smooth operator out the front that he is. Starting to pull a gap over Rickard now though. Going out to just over half a second. It's all about who can look after their tyres the best here, while still maintaining their decent pace. But one would assume these guys will definitely get through this race without having to change tyres. Hennessy, a little bit of a bad bounce, so too did Rickard though. Rickard pushing the envelope, he might have gotten a slowdown from that bus stop then. He definitely cut the exit of it quite considerably. Now we're going to go focus on crashes. There's James Watson in the 39. He's still embroiled in battle here with Weekly, Sisler and Pizzacami. Sisler, who I honestly thought would have been going a little bit better than this. A great showing in Winstel. And he's actually losing position here to James Watson. Possibly Pizzacami too, as Pizzacami goes around the outside. Couldn't quite hold it though. James Watson on a little bit of a charge here. Disposed of Sisler quick and got around Weekly. Oh, maybe a little bit of a touch there too. Quizzicami was almost going to make it 3 wide on entry to the bus stop as Weekly started blinking there. Breeze Balm is now in this little battle. And I think for this, we're going to go to a commercial break now. When we come back, we'll be going through the mid stages of the race where I'm assuming most people are probably going to be taking at least some gas. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Welcome back to Watkins Glen, and just watching as James Watson has been pulling away from Sisler, Weekly, and Quizzicami. In fact, Sisler, who's on screen, not actually falling too far back. But I just wanted to point out Watson real quick. I completely forgot this at the start of the race, but he actually started this race with an EOL. Due to a last lap incident and last week. So the fact that he's already up to 16th is absolutely nuts, because he's done that in 8 laps. That's what, 15 cars in 8 laps that he's gone around. We also have one car that has already pitted. That is Michael Dow in the 60 car. Looks like he might be in for repairs. Just taking a bit of time, and looks like he might go a lap down here soon. And Michael is out. That's unfortunate. Our first retirement of the race. Go check in on our leaders. And Andrew Hennessy continuing to pull away from Scott Rickard, but Christian Budd has closed the gap right in on Rickard. Could see a battle here for second very shortly. Go bouncing off the curbs constantly. back to having a look through the field. See what we can see, if we can see what we see. Jonas Marquez is in the pits, that's what I see. He's been in there for a considerable amount of time too. But one may suggest that he's also gone and gotten repairs done. And Jonas is out as well. So there you go. On screen though right now there's Corey Cook in the 61 machine. He's currently in the 14th position. Just in front of Kyle McCoy. See looming in the background, Watson and Pizzicami, who always fight their way through from the back, looming. Slowly catching up to these two. Mark Bentekoff's just come into the pits. Something's definitely happened to him. What's happened to Mark? So this is the first corner we're coming up to. And he's just slid it out. Saved it there. Oh, and then he didn't. Oh no, right in front of the leaders. He probably thought that discretion was the better part of valor there and decided to just tow it to the pit. And Mark is out as well. Oh, it's Pizzicami. Gets a little pushy shovey there with Kyle McCoy. Both Watson and Pizzicami have gone around him now. Oh, big crash. Big crash. Watson is gone. What happened here? That was a huge incident. Did it just cut sideways on him on the straight? Or was there someone else there already? Oh, there was someone else on the track there already. That looks like the 51 of Horton. So let's back this up again. So Horton's gone off on the exit of the carousel. Oh, and he's just spun right out across the track. Corey Cook is lucky to miss it. It looks like he's going to keep it to the left there, but oh no, he had his wheel slightly cocked right. Nowhere for James to go. James, so lucky he didn't go into the crowd. Pizzicami is well involved. How in the world did Kyle McCoy miss that? I have no idea. And probably the two strongest competitors there in Pizzicami and James Watson taken out in one foul swoop. So that has changed things up quite considerably now. Andrew Hennessy still leading away from Rickett and Bud. Granton's still in fourth. There's Hernandez in fifth. We've got Barnes in sixth, Slammer seventh, Collins in eighth, Campbell ninth, and Thomas Harmon on screen in P10. Corey Cook, because of all those shenanigans, has made his way up to 13th. Kyle McCoy in 14th. Griesbaum So Sisler 15, Griezmann 16, Champeau has made his way back to 17th, Weekly 18th, Cremines in 19th, Chambliss 20th, Baylor 21st, Massey 22nd, Shoemaker at risk of going a lap down. So too Jack Sanders in 25. Horton and Watson are both out as Chris Champeau is in the pits. Pizzicami and Penscuff both in the pits getting repairs done by the looks of things. And we've got Marquez and Dow out. And I'm just hearing that Pizzicami is out. His damage list is way too long, although judging by how much time we have left, he might be able to make it out for the last lap and a half. That's if he gets all his damage fixed. Christian Budd's coming to the pits. So he's the first one out of the top three to blink. And that raises the question on when did the rest of them decide to pit? And Bud only fell to 15th because of that. We've had another couple of people pull off. Hennessy's pitted. The two has Slama and Ortega. So Hennessy just covering off. Move made by Christian Budd. Hennessy has still come back out in front of Bud. We're looking at both of them on the screen right now as they're trying to get around Andrew Griesbaum. So that's Ghost on. Who is a lap down? 2 laps down. Chambliss and Baylor have come into the pits. So too has Crampton and Travis Barnes. Rickard's hoping with the little bit of traffic that our previous leaders were handling, that he might be able to take advantage here as Collins and Harmon come into the pits. Campbell was in the pits as well. And there go our potential leaders. Christian Budd running a full 1.5 seconds faster than Scott Rickard right now. So that's the difference in the pit stop strategy right there. As Rickard and Hernandez are in now. We've also got Austin Collins in. if I called him out as speeding before. Massia's in as well. As we reach the halfway point. $18 down, 17 to go. Hernandez comes out side by side with, I think that was Shoemaker. He cars his way through some of the lap traffic here. Travis Barnes getting a little bit balked. Looks like the 78 has called it. He is out of the race. Chambliss is still in the pits. And where is our potential leader? There he is. Already back into the lead is Andrew Hennessy. Corey Cook is actually a net P2 right now. I don't think he's pitted yet. No, he hasn't. He's on 20 lap old tyres. And looks like he's allowed Christian Budd through. Christian Budd, who's lost a little bit of time here on Hennessy, who is running really quick lap times, 13.957. Scott Rickard back there in fourth, but that'll become P3 when he gets around Cook. Now the laps will start to count down. We're going to have just 15 laps to go at the line this time. There's Reggie Ortega in the 12th position. Caleb Weekly. As Sisler is pitted. Weekly's in 14th after just pitting. So we only have one car left to pit, 2 cars left to pit. Weekly hasn't pitted yet, he's coming in this time. So 1 car left to pit, and that's Corey Cook, who's still currently in 3rd. Ortega drifted around the first corner. Ben Scuff running wide to allow people through. Oh, the 13, Travis Massia. But he got turn 1 all kinds of wrong. There's Chris Champeau all over Massia's tail. Massia is a lap down. So he'll be staying out of the way as much as possible. Corey Cook has finally come into the pits, which gives Scott Rickard P3 officially. It looked like Weekly had a little bit of an experiment with alternate dimensions for a second. There goes Christian Budd through. Andrew Hennessy already has a 3.5 second gap over Christian Budd. So Hennessy just absolutely pulling away. A very basic paint scheme here too for Christian Budd. Got the Team Watson Racing setups on it. Straight black car. And I think that might be the Winstell logo as Caleb Weekly got a little bit sideways in the braking zone for turn 1. Put it into defense on the left side. There's Griezmann. Currently down in 15th. As Sisler is out, so too is Chambliss. Not sure what happened to them. I also see a red box around Gaston. So I'm not sure if he's got a penalty or a slowdown or something. And as he starts another lap, just started lap 24, so he's got 23 laps completed, 35 so far. That failure lets the leaders through. There's the 03 TJ Crampton. He's still currently sitting in 4th. As much as he would want to try and close that gap down, he has a, 5-second gap, maybe 6-second gap between himself and Scott Rickard. Crampton will have to worry about that man right there in the 2. Jonathan Hernandez. Hernandez just 2 seconds behind Crampton right now. I think we are now going to go for our last commercial break of the race. And when we come back, we will be going to check the flag. So make sure you guys stay tuned. More racing action will be coming up shortly. Welcome back to Watkins Glen. You hear no noise because we're in slow-mo here. And watch this from Jonathan Hernandez during the ad break. Big drifty through the bus stop. Gets it absolutely wrong. He'll have a big slowdown after that one. But managed to gather it up and keep it going so nicely. I just had to point that one out. Thomas Harmon is embroiled in mortal combat. Got Andrew Perkins and a Reggie Ortega there. As looks like they all just got a round of Shoemaker. This is currently a 3-way battle for P8. Rickard at some point has gotten around Bud. I only just noticed that now. Oh, as Ortega Gets up the inside. Can he make the move on Perkins? No, not quite. Perkins has the inside for the carousel. Momentum should be on the side with Ortega coming out of it. Thomas Harmon has skipped away from these two. Perkins just trying to drive his lines as good as he can, but Ortega right there, waiting to take advantage. I think I just saw a wild Campbell going super wide. Oh, Shoemaker has gone for a spin out of turn one. Scattered it up and kept it going. Go back to this little stoush. And it was Mark Pentecoff that I saw getting it wrong. He's also holding up Thomas Harmon there ever so slightly. This has brought the other two back into it. But now they also have to deal with Mark Pentecoff at the carousel there. Ortega trying to get a much better run out of it. Couldn't quite get there. But this puts them both right back on the tail of Thomas Harmon. Now Mark Pentecoff did absolutely nothing wrong there. Just Thomas caught him at the wrong time. Big slide from Ortega coming out of the final corner. That's not going to be good for the back wheels. And it looks like Perkins was looking for a move on Harmon there. Couldn't get it done. Harmon too good into the bus stop. Just on a little side note as well, we only have 16 cars on the lead lap. So pretty much half the field on the lead lap. Half the field's a lap down. Slide there for Perkins on entry to one. I saw that start and I thought, oh, this could be disastrous. Definitely trying to make a race out of this in the final few laps. It looks like Ortega has just fallen off the pace here a little bit, unable to match it with Harmon and Perkins. See with a 2.4 second gap over Scott Rickard. In turn has about 3 seconds over Christian Budd. TJ Cranton going around Jack Sanders. Jonathan Hernandez still looming there in the background, but Hernandez struggling with some handling gremlins of his own. We'll go back to Perkins and Harmon and then back again. Jonathan Hernandez as he makes his way through the traffic. Pretty wide in the carousel is always a fun call to have when you're battling two lap cars. Hernandez will start driving away from these guys, trying to catch up to TJ Crankton. And I don't think those guys are actually battling for position. As Travis Barnes gets through as well on Jack Sanders. He's one that'll be looking to catch up to Hernandez for sure. He would have seen that big slide in the slowdown. Hernandez would have gotten from the bus stop. And he would have been like, I want a piece of that. Give me that top 5. And he's starting to really make some hard charging. Hasn't been fast enough to get fastest laps or anything, but yeah, he's definitely charging. Harmon. Oh, there's Weekly off in the grass. And that is a position lost for him with that failure. Masia is back in the pits. And we've only got, what's that, 3 3/4 laps to go. I can see the leaders making their way up through the S's. There's Hennessy just getting around Shoemaker, putting him another lap down. And that's another car in between Hennessy and Rickard. And the gap for that's fallen down to 2 seconds now. Of course, battling with lap traffic will do that to you. As I will go back to the weekly fallow battle. They're right in the back of Ghost On. Ghost On gets out of the way for them. Let's just go focus on our leader for this last 3 laps. Just look at how smooth he is. Watch me say that and then he'll make a mistake. Who am I kidding? He won't make mistakes. Andrew Hennessy, when he has a lead like this, doesn't make mistakes. He was Christian Budd before we had Christian Budd. Go through the final couple of corners. Gets to the line, it'll be just 2 to go. See, Scott Rickard is still looming there in the background. The cap is now down to 1.5 seconds. I don't think Rickard is really gaining enough to issue a challenge here in the last 2 laps. Maybe if we had like another 10 laps. But not at the moment with just 2. Massey's still in the pit, so he's getting repairs done. Absolutely. But Andrew Hennessy looking really comfortable out there, looking smooth as. Got one more lap car that he'll probably have to negotiate. That's going to be Austin Collins, the last car on the lead lap. In fact, you know what? He probably might not even have to deal with Austin. He'll probably just chill him behind him because he still has plenty of gap over Rickard. Comes out of the final corner for the penultimate time. Going to be white flag, last lap, last chance to win it or wear it for Andrew Hennessy. Nice and smooth into turn 1. Just over onto the access road. Stayed on the ripple strip the whole time there. Nice and tight into 2, 3 and 4. Into the bus stop. Take all the curb on the right. All the curb on the left. Just a smidgen of curb on the left again, and then just about all the curb on the right. Use plenty of exit on the carousel. There's no slowdown or 1x out there. Into the penultimate corner. Just nice, cool, calm and collected. Your winner here at Watkins Glen is going to be the 94 of Andrew Hennessy. P2 is going to go the way of Scott Rickard, with P3 going to the returning Christian Budd. Let's see if Hennessy has enough fuel to make it around and do burnouts. We're just going to wait for everyone to finish the race. Which means Austin Collins will be the last one to cross the line in racing conditions. But what a cool, calm and collected race there for Andrew Hennessy. The only thing that would have made him worried at all would have been the 17 of Christian Budd pitting early, and the one car that spun out in front of him. I think that was Pentacuff. Spun out in front of him, going through turn 1. As everyone has finished now. There's Hennessy with the win over Rickard, Budd, Brandon, Hernandez, Barnes, Slama, Perkins, Harmon, and Ortega. Wrapping up your top 10. We'll go and look over the pages. Campbell, Cook, McCoy, Champeau, Cremines, Collins, Griesbaum, Baylor, Weekly, Shoemaker. That's down to 20th as we look over the page once more. Sanders, Ghoston, Pentacuff, Massia, Sisler, Chambliss, Pizzakemi, Horton, Watson, Marquez. And then Michael Dow there in the 31 position. First one out of the race. There's a little bit of a wall tap there for Hennessy in the burnout. Channeling his inner Marcus Ambrose. But we're going to go to commercial break now. When we come back, we will have driver interviews. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Alrighty, it is time now for driver interviews. And as always, we kick things off with our Autism Awareness Hard Charger Award winner. And tonight's Hard Charger uh, is going to be, started from 16, finishing in 8, the 97 of Mr. Andrew Perkins. Andrew, good race for you out there. You actually tied for Hard Charger, and due to better finishing position, you obviously come out on top in that little battle. But what was it
Yeah.
like out there, just trying to survive Watkins?
Oh my God, it's so much fun. This is my favorite track, and anytime I get to wheel a stock car around this track, or really any road course, I'm having a blast. Dude, I'm thrilled. It's the first good race I've had this season at my favorite track, and I get to get interviewed, and it's not because I caused mayhem, so that's always a win.
Yeah, and you also come out of it with a decent top 10.
Yeah, dude, I'm so pumped.
Yeah, so you got the trifecta, you got the top 10, you got the interview, and the Hard Charger Award. Is what else can you do?
I can wreck Thomas Harmon under caution at Bristol during the playoffs. I've done that before. I could probably do that again.
Yeah, you know what? You're so right for that.
What else have I done? Yeah, I've caused a lot of mayhem. I was due for this. I've had a really frustrating season so far. Last week I was feeling pretty good, and then just got unlucky there at the end. Pushed a little too hard. Got caught up in some shit, and dude, I'm so psyched to actually have a good finish. It feels good to get out of here on a Tuesday night with a good finish.
All right, now let's just talk about the race there. It was pretty uneventful for the most part. A couple of big incidents throughout. What was it like just trying to make sure you didn't make any mistakes and didn't fall into any of the incidents?
Um, you know, like I said, I love Watkins Glen. It's one of these rhythm tracks. To do well, you really just have to find a rhythm, and I was able to find one tonight, and had some really good battles with Reggie and with Thomas. Let it be known, I did pass Thomas for the first time ever. Um, yeah, it was. I just had a blast out there. I can't I can't get over this track. I love it so much. I'm probably gonna run C fixed 15 times the rest of the week.
All right, now let's look forward to next week. We're going to be going to the Milwaukee Mile. So, what's the feeling like for you as we head to Milwaukee?
Well, good luck everybody else. I'm completely green. I don't think I've ever turned a lap there. I'm not sure I even own the track yet, but I will come next week. So it should be fun. I like a good challenge.
All right, now before we let you go here tonight, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to Bryan Pizzakimi. Don't make him hard. Shout out to Team Watson Racing, and yeah, shout out to you, Corey. Always putting on a great broadcast for the fans.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming out, Andrew. Congratulations on coming home with the Hard Charger Award, and we look forward to seeing what we can do next
Thank you.
week at Milwaukee.
Sounds good. I'll see you there.
All right, guys. That was the Hard Charger Award winner, the 97 of Andrew Perkins. Coming up next, we don't get to see him very often because he is not even on a part-time basis. He's pretty much only here on the casual basis at the moment. But our third place getter is the ever quick number 17 of Christian Bud. Christian, I think this is the first not first place finish you've had in a long time here for Output. But at a track like Watkins, not a bad result at the end of the day.
Yeah, kind of just got a late opportunity to join, and so road racing is not really my thing. I've had a little bit of success, I guess, in the league, but there's a lot of fast road racers on iRacing, and I am unfortunately not one of them. But it's fun. I just kind of like to get some laps in at it. I haven't driven the truck on a road course in probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. So kind of had to relearn that a little bit. It's a little different than the Gen 4 that I've been used to driving. So, but overall, it was a fun race. The two guys who I thought were faster than me finished ahead of me, and third is not a bad result, all things considered.
It was definitely a very solid result, especially considering you were the first one in the top five to make your pit stop. Was that pit strategy, the first to fill to end the race, or was it just something that you had to do because the tires weren't feeling great?
Um, I mean, really, what it was the two guys ahead of me. I didn't feel like I could catch or pass them on pace, so I really didn't have anything to lose by just pitting early and kind of seeing what would happen. I probably could have waited and pit after them or with them and maybe finished a little closer in the final result. But really, my goal was maybe they would stay out a little longer. I could build a little bit of a gap and then force them to have to run me down was the only plan. But it didn't work out. I didn't think it was going to work out. I would have needed kind of a miracle for that to happen. But it was my only play, so that's the one I took.
Well, it was definitely a good effort, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But let's look forward to next week. I'm not sure whether you'll be racing with us or not, but next week we'll be going to the Milwaukee Mile. So what's the feeling like for you with Milwaukee being next week?
I probably won't be here for that one, unfortunately, but I'll give my 2 cents on the track. It's really, really, really one lane, um, which uh, you know, I don't know. I don't love it. It's one of those tracks that really needs to be updated on iRacing. I mean, not that in real life it necessarily was like a multi-groove track or anything, but just the way it is on iRacing, if you get stuck outside at all, you're just kind of like just go backwards just till you can find a spot in line. Um, it can be kind of fun to drive. There's a bump off of turn 4, and if you get your truck on it and you get it rotated right and get the throttle down, you can really use it to your advantage. I remember doing a race here a little while back that I was able to kind of figure that out, and uh, nobody else had figured it out yet, so it was kind of a way I was able to drive off. But it should be fun. It could get kind of physical because it's one lane, so you might see some beating and banging. So from a broadcast perspective, you might have a little excitement. So let's see.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming out tonight. Anyone you want to give a quick shout out to before we let you go here?
Yeah, just everybody over here at Output. It looks like a nice full field of guys here, and all the admin team and everybody who makes these races happen. So it's always a lot of fun. I don't get to race these a ton anymore, but I like coming here when I can, and it's always been a great group of people. So anybody who's out there looking for a league and seeing this, I do recommend it. And then also get a shout out to all the guys over there at Winstill. Got about 7 races left over there, and it's been another really fun season. And looking forward to doing 2005 next year.
Yeah, I've definitely been having fun over in Winstell. One of the small chances I get to race each and every week. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun over there. And, you know, bring on the 2005 season. It should be wicked, especially if we do get those new Gen 4 cars brought into the game.
Yeah, it should be some fun, man.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming out, Christian. Congratulations on coming home third. And we look forward to seeing you the next time you present yourself to a random race.
Definitely appreciate it.
All right, guys, that was our third place getter, the casual driver himself, Mr. Christian Budd. Coming up next, we are going to have our second place getter, and tonight's second place goes to the one, the only, the '05 of Mr. Scott Rickard. Scott, decent finish for you out there, P2. You just couldn't quite have anything for Hennessy, even though you were just starting to drag him back in those last few laps.
Yeah, I try. I want to do something different than just instead of follow him into the pit road. So I went long, got at least a lap let, and tried something different.
Well, it was definitely a worth it strategy to just try something different. I mean, with a road course, it's hard to tell what is the optimum strategy right from the outset. But it almost worked out for you. Maybe 10 more laps, and you probably would have had a battle on your hands.
Yeah, Hennessy said a couple more assist errors we did, but I, I yeah, still it's one thing to catch, especially at the Glen with how fast it is, and another thing to pass. So it wouldn't have been easy to pass me even if I got to him.
All right, now let's talk about the race. What was it like just trying to strategize when you were trying to pit? Because obviously, as you said, you didn't want to pit at the same time as Hennessy, but what was the plan like for trying to formulate when you were going to pit?
I was originally going to try to do it short pit, Hennessy, and when I was thinking of pitting Bud Pit behind me, so I ended up just coming around the next lap going, I'm doing the opposite of Hennessy, and he pits. I'm like, I'm gonna get a lap led and at least get the points from that. Because I'm probably gonna get at the worst, I probably get third this race.
All right, now let's look forward to next week then. We're going to be going to Milwaukee for the race at Milwaukee Mile. What's the feeling like for you as we head out there for the Gladiator 110?
I like flat tracks to a point, so I think I've done one race there in the trucks, and it was 5 years ago. So we're happy to see how it feels in practice at least. But I'm feeling good about it.
All right, before we let you go here tonight, Scott, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
My dog, everybody puts the league on, Team Boston Racing setups, and you for broadcasting.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming out. Congratulations on coming home P2. And we look forward to seeing what we can do next week at Milwaukee.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that was tonight's second place getter, the 05 of Scott Rickard. Coming up next, we are going to have our winner, and what a dominating victory it was for the 94 of Mr. Andrew Hennessy. Andrew, you got quick time. I'm pretty sure you won practice, and you just absolutely dominated in this race. Congratulations, first and foremost. How was it like out there?
It was fun. It was very slick, so the truck was sliding around a lot. You really had to save your tires, focus on burn off the rear. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I love driving this track in the trucks.
It definitely looked like quite a bit of fun. I was almost going to jump in and do some practice laps myself before the event, but Scott started coming on to you right there at the very end. Were your tires starting to fall off at the end with how early you pitted?
Oh yeah, they were dead. The last 2 laps, I had nothing. If he was on my bumper, he would have passed me. There were 2 more laps, he had the win. I was mostly just reacting to Christian when he pit, and once I saw him pit, I was like, I pit next lap to cover him off, and I just barely got ahead of him. So if I actually ended up behind him, I think I would have just lost the race. So a lot of things went right for me. Luckily, I got ahead of him. I was able to pull a gap. Scott came out I think 5 seconds back. So I had a little bit of a gap, and then some lap cars held me up for the bus stop. I almost killed 2 of them. But I was able to get through that luckily, and just held him off. But another 2 laps, he would have won. He had a really good pace over the long run, also.
Yeah, speaking of lap cars, I saw one hairy moment myself. Coming out of turn 1 for you, a lap car come flying across the track as you were coming out through the exit. What's it like just trying to dodge some of the lap traffic? Because obviously, with this being a road course and most of the drivers being oval only drivers, some people aren't so experienced with the road courses. So what's it like just playing dodgem cars?
Honestly, it's pretty funny when I saw that because I thought he was gonna let me. That was Mark. He did. I'm pretty sure. I saw him spin off to the right, and I thought him slowing down a little bit. So I'm like, oh, he's gonna let me go, and I see him just start shooting back left. I'm like, oh no. But yeah, a little scary with some of the lap cars, especially for the bus stops. There was one lap where I was flying, maybe going 15 mile an hour faster than one of them, and I slammed the brakes because I was gonna destroy them. And I think the 43, with 4 to go, something like that. He held me up a little bit for the bus stop. I hit him a little bit to kind of push him through, because Scott was catching me. I couldn't lose another second from holding up from a lap car. I had to go. But yeah, it was mostly just the bus stop lap cars was scary, but most of them got out of the way in a good manner. It's just I don't think some people realize the closing distance. So it wasn't terrible.
All right, now let's look forward towards the next week where we're going to be going to the Milwaukee Mile. So what's the feeling like for you as we head to Milwaukee?
I never raced that track. I don't even own it. So
Wow.
I have to buy it for next week.
Alright, so
I have
just-
no clue.
Just to point this out, this is 2 people that we've interviewed tonight that have to buy the track or have never
That's
just run it
hilarious.
full stop.
I mean, it should be fun. I like a big flat track. I usually like those type of tracks. So we'll see. I think it'll be. Hopefully, we don't have many cautions like this race. So yeah.
I'll tell you what, we almost did have one, but that was due to a huge accident.
Oh, we did.
Oh yeah, coming out of the carousel was almost one. But I'll talk to
What
you
lap
about that
was
one
that on?
later.
Okay.
Ask up above. Just ask Bryan.
Okay.
All right, but before we let you go here tonight, Andrew, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah. You for doing the broadcast. Yeah, I'm into pro on this league and everyone who races in it. Also, thank you to Ricky for making this Boris said paint scheme for me. Went 2 for 2 so far, so I'll take it. And it's awesome. And yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming out. Congratulations on a pretty emphatic victory here tonight, and we look forward to seeing what we can do next week at Milwaukee with little to no practice.
Yeah, it should be fun.
All right, guys. That was tonight's winner, the 94 of Andrew Hennessy, and that is going to wrap things up for us here tonight. Thank you all so much for coming out. It was a fantastic race, and we look forward to seeing you all again next week. So until then, I've been your commentator, the Aussie Sim commentator. We'll see you guys in Milwaukee.